All right, let's be honest. If you're doing really great work, but staying silent about it, you're not overlooked. You're actually at risk. Welcome back to Behind the Screens. I'm Jason Samuel, and today we're talking about something that really doesn't get enough airtime in IT, but it really makes all the difference in the long run. No tools, not frameworks. It's about visibility. Quick ask before we begin. If this show brings you clarity, confidence, or just a sharper way to think about your work, hit follow and subscribe wherever you're listening. Spotify, Apple, YouTube, whatever works for you. It's the simplest way to keep these conversations going. Now, let's get into it. There's a pattern I see far too often. It's really brilliant engineers, very brilliant people. They're quiet operators, people who run the backbone of enterprise tech, but who get passed over a lot. They get skipped in meetings or left out of strategic conversations. And you have to ask why. And when you really think about it, it's because they're invisible. They're solving the problems no one even knows about. They're keeping uptime steady, they're securing the endpoints, they're automating workflows, and they're doing it from behind a terminal, behind a console, in silence. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If no one knows the impact doesn't scale. Let's break this down a little bit. Comfort zones. For many, the console feels safe. The Jira board is familiar, but once the conversation shifts to walk us through it, suddenly it's panic. Not from the lack of knowledge, but the lack of practice and visibility. Number two is false humility. You think speaking up sounds like bragging, so you say nothing. But in that silence, someone else gets the credit. Someone else sets the narrative. Number three, communication doesn't equal fluff. The best technical professionals I know aren't just builders, they're translators. They take complexity and frame it in a way that others can act on it. And that's not soft, that's leverage. So here's my take. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to chase the spotlight. But you do need to be understood. Because in today's IT landscape, work without visibility is work at risk, especially these days with AI in the picture. You're not just here to write scripts or squash bugs. You're here to move outcomes. So speak up, document, demo, explain the why, not just the what. If you've built something that keeps the business moving, say so. Not for applause, but for alignment. So ask yourself, am I protecting the system or am I hiding behind it? Am I doing meaningful work that no one knows how to value? And what would change if I shared just 10% more of the why behind what I do? You don't need permission, you need perspective. Step out from being behind the console, not out of ego, but out of service. Your voice isn't a distraction, it's an extension of your architecture. That's it for today's Behind the Screens. If this landed with you or reminded you of someone flying under the radar, send it on their way. A small nudge can open really big doors. If you're looking for deeper strategies on how to communicate, lead, and show up in rooms that shape tech, check the links in the description. The newsletter's where I share the quiet frameworks that never really make it on the mic. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jason Samuel, and I'll catch you in the next one.